This is 4 Weddings, where we get to enjoy the best part of any wedding, slating it afterwards. 4 pushy brides, 4 very different weddings, 1 dream honeymoon. What happens when 4 brides agree to judge each other's weddings? They're total strangers with totally different tastes, but each is so convinced they're having the perfect wedding, they're staking their honeymoon on it. Welcome to 4 Weddings, where getting married is a real competition. In each episode, 4 brides give their frank opinions on each other's big day. They'll be judging the venue, the food, the overall presentation, and of course, the dress. In a tense finale, only the bride whose wedding is judged the best will win the fantasy 5-star honeymoon. Let the catfight commence. Coming up on 4 Weddings. OK, first bride up is actually a groom. It's 48-year-old sales executive, Stephen.
I myself have never been to a gay wedding in the past, but I think that the public's expectation is probably something a bit fluffy, a bit outrageous, and something to look forward to, really.
But a party atmosphere shouldn't get in the way of the message Stephen and his partner of 8 years, Jamie, are trying to get across.
It's nice to be able to finally stand up in front of your friends and family as 2 men and do the same sort of thing as, you know, normal people.
And can we look forward to the normal wedding stereotype of a big boozy affair?
I think it's very important that the wedding doesn't turn into a drunken carnage. I went to one recently and I think it started at 12:30 and by 3:30 a lot of people were falling over and wouldn't have remembered it. It's important for us that people enjoy themselves, but I want them to remember the day.
So, imagine it'll be important to keep your guest drink consumption in check.
I certainly wouldn't consider just getting married in a local pub.
I'm having my wedding due at a local pub.
Next up is 38-year-old northern lass Natalie, who has an eye for a bargain.
For £580, I've got my wedding dress, James's outfit, best man's outfit, bridesmaids' dresses, car, wedding reception with champagne Bucks Fizz on arrival, and our wedding rings.
Money, money, money.
What a steal! And by the looks of things, there was even a few quid left over to buy her partner James a few pints.
Natalie is gorgeous. Scales Cockney. I love her, yeah?
Sorry. What attracted me to James? To begin with, not a lot.
Bit harsh.
Best in Scouse can be.
Maybe not.
How about that, yeah?
Oh yeah, I'm dead impressed.
Well, we know what you're impressed by, but what turns you off?
I don't believe in extravagance. I believe that you can do what you want, you know, and obviously keep the cost down.
I really want my wedding to be a big, extravagant affair, and I want it to almost be like a celebrity-style wedding.
Bride number 3 is 26-year-old project manager Vicki from Doncaster, who has a bit to live up to.
My name's Victoria, and obviously I'm getting married to David, so we're kind of Doncaster's answer to the Beckhams.
But does her very own David have any pre-match nerves?
There is a certain amount of nervousness because it is a big step, but I know that she's the one that I want to be with for the rest of my life.
Oh, that's beautiful. Anyway, let's hope it lasts longer than most celebrity marriages.
Jordan's wedding always stands out to me because I think it was fantastically pink, and I think if I could, I'd probably have my wedding as pink as hers.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
It looked really glitzy and princessy, which is just kind of how I want mine to be.
Wow, a statement almost as big as Jordan's chest.
I think my wedding is going to be one of the best princess weddings that there's ever been.
We are getting married in a castle, and it is going to be the true fairy tale wedding with the happily ever after.
Last but by no means least, it's Cinderella herself, 32-year-old Suzanne, whose fairy tale obsession doesn't just stop at weddings.
My daughter, who's 16 months, is called Anastasia, which is a princess name, although we did find out that it is one of the ugly sisters' names, which was a bit of a shock.
It seems the fairy godmother has sorted everything, including Suzanne's very own reluctant knight in shining armour, Martin.
I just soon realised there was just no point arguing because she gets what she wants. Thankfully, I'm not in blue crush velvet and being Prince Charming.
Well, Your Highness, it's not about you anyway.
I'm looking forward to being the star of the wedding and being, hopefully, the most beautiful bride there's ever been.
Maybe you should wish upon a star to avoid every Cinderella's nightmare.
I'm dreading midnight, when that clock chimes, in case my dress disappears and I turn back into that mundane, boring life.
Oh, cheer up, I'm sure you'll live happily ever after. So, Stephen's having a civil ceremony followed by a fabulous party, costing £8,000. Budget bride Natalie's having a do down her local for a grand total of 580 quid. Vicki wants a celebrity princess wedding that's costing £15,000. While Suzanne's having a fairy tale princess day, castle included, with a budget of £5,000. Our brides will be attending and judging each other's big day. At the wedding, they'll be scoring the venue, the food, the dress, and finally, the overall presentation.
I'm Stephen.
Hi, I'm Vicki.
Hi, Vicki.
So it's time for all the brides to finally meet up and find out exactly what they've let themselves in for.
I'm not really nervous, but apprehensive, I think. But I'm really looking forward to all the weddings. Are you?
Me too.
I was quite surprised when Stephen walked in. I've never been to a gay wedding and I'm really looking forward to seeing how stylish they really are.
Have you had a budget or have you just...
My budget was 600, but I've come in final count 580.
No.
Yeah.
I kind of imagine that there must be some bits and pieces that have just been missed out because I just can't see how you can do it all for £580. We're kind of like, right, OK, 10,000, that's going to be...
10,000.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And then, but it's kind of now it's coming in at about, I think it's going to be about 15,000 finished.
I would never, ever spend the amount of money that they've spent. I personally don't believe that their wedding's going to be any better or different than mine. So whereabouts is your venue?
I'm getting married in a castle.
In a castle? Oh.
That's fab. I am a little bit jealous, but I'm excited as well because it means I get to go to a wedding in a big castle. I'm going for a princessy, pink, glamorous, celebrity-style wedding, and what I keep saying to everyone is we're Doncaster's answer to the Beckham.
So whereabouts are you getting married, Stephen?
We're getting married at a local hotel, and the theme of our wedding is a party.
I kind of imagine Stephen's wedding to be kind of a little bit over the top.
Having met the brides, I'm very confident that I will win the honeymoon because of, I think, the extra wow factor that we might be able to deliver.
I think mine could win because it's not about how much money I've spent, it's about how much fun people are going to have.
I think that I should win the honeymoon because I'm the only one that's going for the full traditional element.
I deserve to win the honeymoon because I've got 6 children and I really need a honeymoon.
Coming up, suspicions are aroused at budget bride Natalie's 580 quid due.
I think it's all lies. You can't possibly get that many free.
And relationships become a bit strained at Stephen's civil partnership.
I'm taking a wide berth of the other two because I know what bitches are like.
Our 4 brides-to-be have signed up to attend and score each other's big days. The bride whose wedding is judged the best will win an all-inclusive luxury 5-star honeymoon, courtesy of Azure Collection of Chester. First up is budget bride Natalie, and the 3 judges have some reservations about her £580 wedding.
I cannot imagine what a £580 wedding will look like because I cannot believe that anyone would be able to get married on £580.
My expectations of a pub wedding are cheap, tacky and very drunk, but I hope for Natalie's sake that it is going to be as gorgeous as she says it is.
With Natalie's wedding, I'm expecting it to be full of alcohol and hardly any elegance at all.
Ooh! But who needs Westminster Abbey when you have this?
But it's hit me since you left us, and it's so hard not to search.
So go on, what do you think?
I think the registry office looks like an office building, to be frank.
All right, but what about the inside?
I wouldn't have got married in there. For me, there was no atmosphere. It was just like getting married in a front room.
Blimey, you must have a big house. So, despite being rather underwhelmed, one of our suspicious brides still tackles a poor wedding administrator.
I know I'm asking questions, but I'm intrigued because this lady says she's done the whole wedding for £500 and I don't believe it. I've done some detective work.
What have you found out? Tell us.
It's £110 for this room.
including register?
Yeah, and then £60 for the booking fee, which we said, so that's 170.
I need it for the dress was £90.
Actually, it was only 30 quid. And here it comes.
Million love songs later. Here I am trying to tell you.
I think there was a bit of princess element to Natalie's dress because she had a tiara and the little bits of sparkle on it.
James, do I ask you please to repeat after me?
I love Natalie's tiara, and the sparkle was gorgeous, and the sparkling on her dress.
Yeah, not bad for 30 quid, eh?
To Natalie Elizabeth Lineker Abulu.
Natalie.
Elizabeth. Lineker. Well done.
Yes, you did hear that right. Her name is Natalie Elizabeth Lineker Abulu.
Congratulations. You may kiss your bride.
Natalie's ceremony was a bit short for me.
When you go into a church, it does feel a lot more traditional and a little bit more romantic because the lighting was a bit kind of harsh.
Having gone through all of that, I'm not expecting a great amount from the rest of the day. So far, I think that Natalie's disappointed me slightly.
Blimey, tough bunch to please. Hopefully the pub reception can help Natalie, although suspicious Suze is still preoccupied with her auditing.
I still can't believe the budget. That's what.
No, me too. That's why I'm going to be interested to see.
Well, here it is. Ta-da!
Interesting.
This is it.
Welcome to my venue.
Wow.
It's just a little pub, but we kind of tried to make it special.
It looks lovely.
The outside of the building was okay, but when I walked through the door and saw inside, I did actually think, wow, she's done a really good job. The purple is so shocking, it's gorgeous.
So, looks like the pub's pulled it off, but Suzanne's still banging on about the budget.
Natalie must have loads of freebies because there is no way she could have the seat covers and bows. I can't afford them in my £5 budget, and I'm really gutted that I haven't got any.
Natalie's done a superb job, but I certainly don't think she's done it with her £580 budget.
Brilliant. Now you've got him started.
Cheers.
Oh, let's just have some dinner.
We had roast beef for the wedding meal. The beef was really chewy and the rest of the dinner was actually cold.
My beef was pink, very pink. I know a lot of people like it like that, but I didn't.
Well, hopefully the dessert of wedding cake will hit the spot.
It wasn't a great cake, just quite plain and simple, but yet again, maybe that's where she saved money.
I expected the meal to be average, and quite frankly, it turned out to be average.
That's madness. Sorry, I mean this is madness.
It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love.
James, wake up.
I can honestly say, hands on heart, I've had a perfect day. Weather's been glorious. Guests have enjoyed themselves, I think. All that I've spoken to have anyway, and obviously most important, me and James have done what we wanted to today, which is a good result.
Ah, Bromley's answer to Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. With the party hotting up, rather than letting their hair down, the judges get their claws out.
You've got the lights on, you've got snooker on the telly.
Because it's so small and so cramped, you can't move. You can't even have a dance because there's no room to have a dance.
That's why it would be my worst nightmare to have a wedding in a pub.
I think it's a bloody joke myself. I'm sorry, but I am seriously pissed off.
Well, at least Natalie had a good time.
I've spent £580. It's been hard work, but I hope everyone will agree that we've had a beautiful wedding.
I think it's all lies myself. You can't possibly get that many freebies.
I think.
No, you can't.
I think.
Don't forget she had a car with a chauffeur.
Yeah.
You're not telling me he did that for nothing.
It's been quite stressful keeping to that budget, but I was determined not to spend over that.
What about the rings? What are they made? Are they carton rings?
I hope I have made them take a step back and think, do you know what? Why did I spend that much money when she's done all this for £580?
I wouldn't be so sure about that. It looks like our judges are making an early exit.
We've decided to call it a night because we've just had enough really. The music's just too loud and the atmosphere isn't particularly great. It's my idea of hell. I don't know about you.
I agree.
With the heat well and truly on, it's time for our judges to score the venue, the food, the dress and everything else in the overall presentation.
The ceremony for me was a bit of a letdown. There was just no atmosphere there, and in fact that goes over into the pub as well. I felt like I was intruding on a locals' night out in the pub. I'm going to give the venue a 4 out of 10.
I'm going to give the dress 5 out of 10 because it looked very, very good for £30 and the tiara looked great, but it hardly looked fabulous.
My biggest highlight was the laughter from us trying to work out how she got her budget of £580, which to me is just a joke.
On to wedding number 2, and it's time for Stephen's very fabulous party and civil partnership, which the girls have high expectations for.
I've got some ideas in my mind of what a gay wedding might look like and sort of outrageous outfits and things like that.
I think his wedding's going to be a lot more classy than Natalie's, and hopefully we're going to really enjoy it.
Stephen is very detailed like me. He likes nice things. The only difference between me and him, I look at the price tag before I buy something.
So, with a 12 grand price tag, you'd expect his venue to be in rather salubrious surroundings.
I expected something a bit more wow.
I thought it me too.
It doesn't look like a motorway hotel to
It's not that bad, is it?
The hotel didn't really have the wow factor that I was expecting. It just seems like your kind of average motorway hotel, not really somewhere that you'd get married at.
The location is actually on a main road with the petrol station, not really very classy.
Well, maybe the ceremony venue will get you excited, which will also double as the reception room later.
I love the gold switch.
The inside of the hotel looks a bit like a front room. It's not as classy as I expected it to be. There's no wow factor for me.
I kind of was expecting it to just be a little bit more over the top.
Bit of a negative start from those two, but it's time for the big event and for the boys to take that next step.
Isn't it rich? Isn't it queer?
That's quite fancy, isn't it?
Oh, grow up and tell us about the bride's outfit.
He looked fabulous, but obviously everyone is dressed the same.
I'm very disappointed in what Stephen's wearing because it's pointless. Any of them could be the groom.
Now, I'm going to ask you both to stand at this point, and you might like to hold hands, it's up to you. You don't have to do this once you've had the partnership, yeah? You can forget all that stuff.
I expected it to be more romance-based rather than have the jokes in there. It sounds a bit boring, but I would have liked it to be a bit more serious.
Congratulations to you both. And would you like to seal your partnership either with a hug or a kiss? And can we have a round of applause? Congratulations.
I don't think a civil ceremony can have quite as much an impact as a big white wedding. I just think because of the traditional elements of it, I think a big white wedding does just stand out that little bit more.
With the ceremony finishing mid-afternoon and hunger striking, the girls take it upon themselves to make the most of the canapés.
Salmon, tuna.
Oh, and have another moan.
We're having canapés at the moment, and every single one of them has been fish, which I cannot stand. And I'm starving!
I'm getting a bit peckish, so I'm thankful for these.
The other brides have been bitching about when's the next food coming, they're starving, they're this, they're that, and I don't like bitching.
Well, the others don't like being hungry.
Starving, I don't know about you. I'm famished.
Well, here's something that'll take your mind off your tummies. Oh, it looks a bit awkward.
Well, I guess you would say what can make me feel this way. It's my girl.
The entertainment is a guy who's crooning. I don't personally like it myself.
But I thought it was good. He came over and sung to me and embarrassed me a bit, but I liked him. He was good. Thank you very much. Very good.
So, has that serenade managed to take your mind off the food?
We've still only had the canapés, of which I've had about 4 little egg sandwiches, and I'm actually sick of eggs.
That'll be a no then.
I'm intrigued as to when we're going to have something to eat, because the canapés I wouldn't really say were something to eat.
But he'll have to wait a little longer as it's time for the speeches. And celebrity-obsessed Vicki is sure to love this A-lister.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
I know his face is somewhere. Of course he does.
That's right, Cash in the Attic's very own John Cameron.
Jamie and I had the great pleasure of judging the Emsworth St George's Day window dressing competition together. And I can tell
Ooh, Hollywood eats your heart out. However, rather than soaking up the celebrity atmosphere, a couple of the brides are still banging on about being fed.
I'm absolutely starving.
I'm starving. Actually,
Really?
am very hungry. We've only had nibbles, haven't we? And there haven't even really been a variety of nibbles.
It's fish or egg.
And all this alleged famine is leading to a bit of a rift between the girls.
I'm taking a wide berth of the other two. Being an only girl, I'm not used to bitching, but being a manager of many girls, I know what bitches are like. And being a manager, my girls will tell you, I don't stand for bitching. And I've taken myself away from that bitching.
Natalie seems to be fine. She doesn't seem to be hungry.
No, I can't see how, but she is drinking
She's
a
drinking
lot.
a lot.
This just reflects the wedding of Natalie.
Meow. Let's hope the long-awaited arrival of the food can smooth things over. Time for the barbecue.
I don't know where to start on my mountain
No,
food.
I don't. Eat it, eat it. It's stone cold. It's awful.
Oh, whinge.
I'm not eating that.
I was most looking forward to my vegetable kebab as well when it's freezing.
It was a standard barbecue with sausages and burgers, so there wasn't really anything fancy.
Absolutely. I mean, where's the foie gras?
I really enjoy the food. They moaned about the food. I just totally ignored them, and I think they realised that in the end.
Well, two people who have definitely enjoyed the day are groom Stephen and husband Jamie.
I've had an absolutely fabulous time, I have to say. I think it's been great, and I hope everyone else has enjoyed it as well.
I think it's gone without a hitch, and it's gone better than I could have ever dreamed. It's been fantastic.
And the only way to improve on fantastic is to hit the dance floor.
You are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17.
And it looks like Natalie's mingling is going down well.
The old brides don't really know the two long ones. The other one that got married last week, fantastic, she's brilliant. Everyone's been saying she's brilliant.
So Natalie gets a thumbs up at last. And it looks like even the other judges are beginning to enjoy themselves.
I definitely like the cheesy disco that they had on. Stephen did say that he wanted a party atmosphere, and I think he definitely had that. It was good.
Ah, it's good to end on a high note.
I'm really worried about the poor little goldfish with all the bass of the disco, and I haven't seen anybody feed them.
Or maybe not. Let's see how Stephen's big day bears up as our judges score his venue, food, suit and overall presentation.
With the venue, I was expecting more of a wow factor. I didn't really get that wow factor when I walked into the car park. I'm going to give the venue 5 out of 10.
I didn't expect a sit-down meal because we had the key clue. It was a party theme. I'm going to give the food 8 out of 10. Nibbly bits and a barbecue, you can't beat it.
I don't think he's as much a competition as I first thought. I was just expecting it to be a bit more over the top and a bit more elegant and glamorous, and it wasn't really.
Coming up, Natalie proves she's no fairy godmother at Suzanne's Cinderella wedding.
Tack. Pure butter tack.
And one bride has an admirer at Vicki's celeb extravaganza.
Keeps looking at me and keeps trying to get me on the dance floor. It's scary.
Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, well, Lincolnshire, there was a bride called Suzanne who wanted a Cinderella wedding, and her 3 ugly sisters were expecting big things.
I think Suzanne's wedding will have the wow factor. I think it's going to be fluffy, bubbly.
Even though I've gone for kind of a princessy theme, I've gone for a more glamorous princessy theme, whereas she's kind of gone for the fairy tale princess.
You know, it's every little girl's dream to be a princess, but Suzanne's not a little girl anymore. So maybe she should just grow up and just get married like normal people do.
Ah, stop being like the Wicked Witch and give it a chance.
Wow.
I don't know, I'm still like, I'm not saying it's not beautiful, but it's not as grand as I thought it was going to be.
No.
Suzanne spent a lot of money on this location and I still couldn't justify it after seeing it. I still think it's a ridiculous amount of money to pay just to have your wedding vows.
Or maybe she raided Aladdin's cave. And speaking of which, what's it like on the inside?
I automatically thought it's going to be over the top, ostentatious, and it was nothing like that at all.
It's very medievally, isn't it?
It is, yeah. She's been ripped off here because there's nothing here. There's no flowers. There's something like that. The flowers on the table.
Don't worry about that, Natalie. It's time for the main event and Suzanne's very own grand entrance. Bow down, peasants. What the?
Suzanne's ceremony definitely had a kind of childish theme to it.
Tack. Pure, utter tack.
It'll do magic, believe it or not.
The dress didn't really meet up to my expectations. I was imagining it to be a little bit more over the top, a little bit more wow, and it didn't perhaps do that.
The girl whose foot will fit the slipper shall be my wife, he said. So the prince set out to search the kingdom for his bride.
Her daughter or stepdaughter done a reading from the book Cinderella, and I just wanted to yawn and fall asleep, to be honest with you.
Well, maybe that's why it's a bedtime story, Natalie.
And we shall never be parted again.
I can hear that story any day of the week. It's nothing special. It's a story. It's not reality.
Well, every tale needs a villain.
Cinderella, the prince, and their 6 children lived happily ever after.
I think she should grow up and realise it's only a fairy tale. Real princes and princesses don't do things like that, don't get married in castles.
I'm delighted to announce that you are now joined together as husband and wife. Congratulations.
After witnessing a castle fairy tale, how's our other princess bride feeling?
I do feel that my wedding is going to have a little bit more of a princess feel about it, and I might look a little bit more like a princess.
Big statement considering the Camelot-esque ceremony, and surely Suzanne's reception venue will be of palatial grandeur. Or in a caravan park.
Wow. What do you mean, wow? I can understand that at the castle.
Well, it's not a castle, that's for sure.
Can't believe what we've seen. I thought it was bad having it in a pub, but caravan park, you couldn't get any lower than that.
I can't imagine a princess wanting to come back to a caravan park for her reception. Hi!
Oh, come on, give it a chance. Maybe inside it has a charming ballroom.
I was a bit disappointed with the reception venue because we had such a grand castle and it was quite like a children's party with the balloons.
Prince Charming and Cinderella!
With the arrival of the royal couple, it's time for a feast fit for a king. However, before the judges can get stuck in, proceedings are halted.
Have we really?
I've only just started.
That's right, they're being booted out mid-meal.
I didn't really want to be jolted from my seat just as I was sat down.
I do think it was a bit strange that they decided to do it just as everyone had sat down for dinner. I think if they'd known that it was happening, maybe they should have waited to start serving the food.
What's going on? What are we waiting for?
Something wonderful.
Wow! Oh my! It's pretty amazing that she's got that for a wedding though, isn't it?
Well, it hasn't been done for her wedding. The RAF would not allow that.
Oh, wow. What do you think then, Natalie, of the...
I think I would have preferred Martin naked ski jumping.
I'm not sure about that.
We all sat down to eat and it was announced that we had to leave our food where it was to watch an aeroplane flying over the lake. Why? There's no ashtrays, is there? An ashtray?
After Natalie saluted the RAF in her own special way, it's back to the food.
Suzanne's food was definitely underwhelming. It wasn't really what I was expecting.
Duck spring rolls, chicken drumstick, pizza. It's not really anything special for a wedding, so I was a bit let down.
To To be honest, I didn't really have anything for dessert. I just had a little taste of, I think it was like a cake, like a strawberry cake. It was quite light and fluffy. It was fine.
Well, while the judges digest their finger food, it's time for Suzanne to become the belle of the ball with the first dance.
When I fall in love, it will be forever.
I've absolutely loved every minute of my day. It's been fantastic, and the castle was just amazing.
With Suzanne's fairy tale day complete, she gives the royal seal of approval for the rest of the congregation to hit the dance floor. Before the clock hits midnight and they turn into pumpkins, it's time for the judges to decide if Suzanne's wedding has a happy ending. They'll be scoring the venue, food, dress and overall presentation.
I was expecting something a bit more impressive than the castle that we got, because it was more of a tower than a castle, really. It was very, very nice, but it wasn't a castle.
She looked lovely, but she just wasn't as princessy as I was expecting. I'm going to give the dress 6 out of 10.
I'm going to give the food 3 out of 10. I wouldn't have had a cold buffet at my wedding, and certainly not hot food that's gone cold. For me, that's really bad.
From Cinderella to celebrity, and it's time for our final bride Vicki's glam and glitzy wedding. And being the posh and becks of Doncaster, the judges have high hopes.
I think that Victoria's a very fun, bubbly, outgoing person, and I think that we're going to have a very fun, bubbly, outstanding day.
I expect it to be very Jordanish. She's a big fan of all the celebrities. I do like some celebrity weddings, but not the ones that are too mega over the top.
I think if you make a statement that you are Doncaster's answer to Victoria and David Beckham, you've got a lot to live up to, and I don't think she's anywhere near it.
Well, let's hope Vicki's church venue can go some way to changing your mind.
It's a nice little quaint church, isn't it?
Oh, it's lovely.
When I was walking up the path, I thought it was a very small church. There wasn't really any wow factor.
It looks very small outside, not as grand as I thought it was going to be.
It's a lovely job with the flowers. Really lovely.
Yeah, her flowers are nice.
And on that floral thought, it's time for Vicki to make her entrance.
My love, there's only you in my life.
Victoria's dress is amazing. It's certainly gone with the pink theme, and it's not over the top. It's very subtle and really, really beautiful.
I feel that Vicki's dress is more of a flower girl type dress, not the princess, big celebrity style that I was expecting.
Welcome everybody on this wonderful day of celebration of the joining of marriage of David and Victoria.
I did enjoy the ceremony. Not everyone knows, but I go to church every Sunday. Even though I didn't have a church wedding myself, it was quite meaningful to me because I'm quite religious and I do follow the Lord, as they say.
But it seems not all the brides are so keen on the ceremony.
Grow to maturity in love.
Suzanne didn't look like she was enjoying it too much. She yawned about 7 or 8 times, which I thought was a little bit disrespectful, to be honest.
I was yawning quite a lot through the service because I was bored and I just wanted to move about. My stomach's rumbling, I'm getting hungry already, and I just wanted to get out.
Oh, if you do pop out, can you pick up some tissues?
To have and to hold.
To have and to hold.
From this day forward.
From this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
Come on, it's not that bad, is it?
You may now kiss your wife.
It was fab.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Apart from the fact that I cried the whole way through, but it was good, wasn't
Absolutely
it?
ecstatic, and what people in the church didn't see is when I went to sign the register, I cried too. So there you go.
This is definitely the wedding I've always dreamed of. So far, I could not have asked for anything else. It's been absolutely perfect.
I don't think Vicki's quite achieved the celebrity wedding aspects that I thought she was going to. Then, you know, we haven't had the reception yet. That's yet to come.
Patience, Stephen. Now, where else would Donny's own Posh and Becks celebrate their celebrity marriage? That's right, Doncaster Rugby Club.
Very modern, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it looks like it's just been built.
That modern.
I was expecting quite a chavvy, old, grotty-looking rugby stadium, but it's actually quite nicely built.
Oh, I'm glad you approve, Your Highness.
Red carpet, there we go. Celebrities starting to kick in now.
Yeah, about time. And if you're impressed with that, wait till you get a look inside.
I think the room is pretty, but I expected more.
Hi everyone, I'm Natalie. She's done exactly what I did. Mine didn't look like a pub, and that certainly didn't look like a rugby club.
It doesn't seem like a celebrity-style wedding. I mean, it's quite elegant, but not over the top and fluffy like I would expect celebrities to have.
OK, well, maybe the food can deliver that missing X factor.
For my starter, I had prawn cocktail, and I wasn't that impressed, really. I would have liked a little bit more sauce, but the presentation was fantastic.
We had a roast chicken, which was absolutely gorgeous.
Considering she spent £15,000, I think she could have afforded for it to be served silver service. I would have been really impressed with that.
There's no comparison between Vicki's and Natalie's wedding on the food. Natalie's just was gross.
Don't hold back now.
For dessert, I chose a fruit cocktail. I didn't really enjoy it that much. It was a little bit too crunchy, and that's OK for some people, but for me, it didn't suit me.
Well, at least Vicki seems to have enjoyed it. And what better way to welcome your lunch than with a spot of rugby?
Does it play rugby?
No, I don't
Don't worry, we've no idea what relevance it has either. But with Vicki and David's marriage finally kicked off, it's time for the first dance.
I think my wedding has definitely been the best wedding out of the four because it's had everything and it's just been perfect, and I don't think any of the other brides could quite say they've had as most amazing things as what I've had.
And it's about to get even better as Vicki's dad takes centre stage. It's like Jagger, Stewart and Presley all rolled into one. And it seems no one is safe from his sexy snake hips.
I'm really scared of Vicki's dad because he keeps looking at me and keeps trying to get me on the dance floor, and I really don't like him. It's scary.
Cinderella to Snow White and the chance to dance with one of the 7 dwarfs. He must be boozy.
I think Vicki's dad, in all honesty, is in awe that his first daughter is getting married, and he's had a few too many wines, might have mixed the grape a bit, and it's now starting to show.
Well, at least he's getting involved, which is more than can be said for one of our judges.
I'm a bit disappointed that Suzanne doesn't seem to be enjoying herself that much, and she's just kind of sat there the whole time and looked like she wants to leave, but I think that might be a bit of jealousy. So that's why I'm putting that down to.
Well, let's see if that's reflected in her scores. It's time for the other brides to judge Vicki's venue, food, dress and overall presentation.
I was expecting a big pink Jordan dress. This was actually a bit toned down, but more childish. I'm going to give the dress 3 out of 10.
I'm going to give the venue 8 out of 10 because the church was a beautiful setting and her rugby club was amazing.
As celebrity weddings go, I think Doncaster's answer to Posh and Beck's went down pretty well, although it didn't quite live up to my full expectations.
Coming up, we reveal which one of our brides has clinched the luxury 5-star honeymoon.
Open.
4 weddings, 4 brides, each claiming their day was unbeatable in an attempt to win a luxury dream honeymoon at the Pazula Resorts Hotel and Spa in South Africa. They attended each other's weddings and had to score the days, judging the venue, the food, the dress and the overall presentation.
I can't honestly see what they spent £12,000 on. I would have got a hell of a lot more for my money than what Jamie and Stephen got.
I thought Suzanne pulled off the Cinderella theme very well. I think it was fine, but it was a little tiny bit tacky for my taste. For overall presentation, I'm going to give 12 out of 20.
The church for the venue was quite small, it was quaint, but it didn't have the wow factor. I'm going to give the venue 6 out of 10.
I've just felt really uncomfortable, like I was intruding on the locals' pub, and I didn't really feel like it was a wedding at all, so it was just wedding hell.
Now the judging is complete and all the scores have been added up. The brides have gathered to find out the results.
The best one wins.
I think my wedding should win because we had the wow factor. We both love each other and hopefully the atmosphere was there to prove that.
Cheers, girls.
I think that I deserve to win because our wedding was full of emotion and that was the most important part of the day for us, and that's what a wedding should be about.
I do think I deserve to win because I'm a low-budget bride and I had a lot for my low budget, more than what some of the other guys had.
I think I deserve to win because I think that my wedding was the classiest of all the weddings. Ours was just simply the best.
The only thing the brides have been told is that the winning groom is on his way.
Oh, you can't sing! What's going on? Who is it? The tension's mounting. Who's it gonna be? Who is it? Oh, this is horrible.
I know, this is cruel.
Oh, God.
So, which bride's wedding was judged the best? Who'll be walking away with the luxury 5-star honeymoon? It's time to find out.
Some people wait a lifetime for a moment.
Thank you, guys. So much, honestly. Oh my God. I haven't got my waterproof mascara on. Oh, guys.
So, with the smallest budget of the series, Natalie's wedding also received the lowest score of the series. She received 9 out of 30 for her venue, 14 out of 30 for her dress, and 6 out of 30 for her food. The overall presentation of her day scored 22 out of 60, giving her a total score of 51 out of 150. In third place, Suzanne's fairy tale turned into a bit of a nightmare. She scored 17 out of 30 for her venue, 19 out of 30 for her dress, and 10 out of 30 for her food. Her overall presentation scored 33 out of 60, giving her a total of 79 out of 150. Stephen came in second place. He scored 15 out of 30 for his venue, 15 out of 30 for his suit, and 18 out of 30 for his food. His overall presentation got him 35 out of 60, giving him a total of 83 out of 150. So Vicki came in first by scoring 20 out of 30 for her venue, 17 out of 30 for her dress, 25 out of 30 for her food, and 43 out of 60 for her overall presentation, giving her a winning total of 105 out of 150.
It's like on blind date. Oh my gosh. Congratulations, you are jetting off to the coast of South Africa for a 5-star honeymoon at one of the world's most luxurious hotel and spa resorts.
Oh my God. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.
I really am gutted because we really do need a honeymoon, but hey-ho.
Cheers all, thank you very much, everyone.
I don't think the right bride won. I think that I should have won. But in my mind, I've still won because I know that ours overall was definitely the best wedding.
I feel a little bit sad that I never won the honeymoon. It was obviously something that we would have had in our wildest dreams. So maybe I should just stop chasing the dream and we'll just go Blackpool for the weekend and we'll be happy.
Right now, words can't possibly explain how happy I'm feeling. I feel like I'm dreaming. It just doesn't feel real. It's just amazing. I think Doncaster Answer to the Beckhams did a good job.